everyone. My name is Felicia Sanders. I'm from Dream Vacations, Strip It Like You Mean It, and also Camps at Sea. Today we have Rosalind Dom from Virgin Voyages, and I'm so thrilled to give you guys an opportunity to learn more about Virgin Voyages, what makes them unique. And Rosalind today, she's part of the team that makes the magic happen behind the scenes. So Rosalind, welcome and take it away.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Felicia. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm going to make this short, sweet, and fun. We want to share all things Virgin Voyages, why we truly are a game changer in the industry, as well as some exclusive offers that we've got going on as long as you book with Felicia. So with it, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We are so excited that after a very long and challenging wait, we finally officially launched in October of 2021. With that, we are also thrilled to share that we are TripAdvisor's #1 rated cruise line with the most 5-star reviews, as well as Cruise Critic's Best New Cruise Ship of 2021 with Scarlet Lady. So the things that most of our sailors rave about, first and foremost, we are adults only, but people also love the crew and the staff and service on board our ship, how amazing the food is, and of course the design, look, and feel. So I've got a lot of images of what it means to set sail the Virgin Way, so you can get an experience of what it means to set sail the Virgin Way. So speaking of some highlights, again, if you know anything about Sir Richard Branson and all of his Virgin companies, we always want to disrupt the industry and do things very differently. So with that, we are truly changing the way of cruising. Like I said, we are adults only. You have to be 18 years old. So you don't have to worry about kids running around or screaming. You yourself can act like a kid. As far as our restaurants, so very different than traditional cruise line dining. There's no buffets, there's no main dining room, no formal dress code, no formal seating times. Just really want to take away all of the stuffiness and all of the formalities about traditional cruise dining and focus on delivering those amazing dining experiences. And then we hate nickel and diming, so we are more inclusive with all of these things, which I'll talk more about in an upcoming slide. We also like to focus on health and wellness. So we like to have what we call our retox and detox experience, meaning if you want to indulge, eat, drink, be merry, and party, you can definitely do that. Or if you want to just have a more chill, relaxing experience, spa, fitness, health, and wellness, you can have that, or you can have that good mix and balance of both. And then, of course, we want you to curate your own experience, meaning we want you to come as you are, do whatever you want to do on your own time, on your own schedule. We don't have those traditional daily activities, scheduled activities that you see on traditional other cruise lines. We've got a lot of entertainment, activities, shows, events happening, but you pick and choose what you want to do on your own time. And then, of course, people love the yacht-inspired design. So we like to say we're more of a boutique hotel feel and very much that floating resort at sea. So one of the things that most of our sailors love is that there's so many intimate spaces on board our ship that don't make you feel like you're on a traditional cruise ship. So like I said earlier, at Virgin Voyages, we hate the idea of nickel and diming. We don't like any hidden fees or surprises, so we're definitely more inclusive, meaning all of the food in restaurants, all of the tips, unlimited Wi-Fi, all of the onboard entertainment, all group fitness classes, and all of the basic bevies, which are the majority of non-alcoholic beverages. So we've had a lot of great feedback about our inclusions because these things can really add up on other cruise lines, sometimes doubling or tripling the cost of the initial fare. And speaking of no nickel and diming, we also want to make sure that we're also offering very reasonable pricing. So on this slide right here, you're going to see some examples of our beer, wine, and liquor. And we're happy to share a good percentage of our drinks are under $10 and always inclusive of taxes and tips. So just going to give a quick overview of our itineraries. We do have 4 ships, of which 2 are currently live in the water. So that's going to be Scarlet Lady and Valiant Lady. Like I said, Scarlet Lady, she launched in October of 2021. She is the shorter 4 and 5 night sailings year round out of Miami, going to Mexico, the Caribbean, and Key West. And they'll all include a stop at our private beach club at Bimini in the Bahamas. Ship number 2 is Valiant Lady. She launched in May of this year out of Barcelona. So we've got 3 7-night med sailings, and they'll all include an overnight in Ibiza, Spain. And then Valiant Lady, she is currently making her way to Miami, and she's arriving this Sunday. So we're super excited. She's going to be launching longer 6 and 8 night Caribbean sailings, going to San Juan, St. Croix, and Roatan. And then our third ship is Resilient Lady, launching May of next year out of Athens, Greece. So with that, we've got 2 7-night sailings with overnights in either Mykonos or in Dubrovnik, Croatia. And then she'll make her way to Sydney, Australia in the winter. But in between, we've kind of got our version of a mini world cruise. It's about 45 nights, but it's broken down into 3 different segments. And so you'll see we've got our 14-night Athens to Dubai, our 15-night Dubai to Singapore, and 15-night Singapore, Bali, and Sydney sailing. So really amazing bucket list destinations, and great for those who want to experience that longer sailing. And like I said, she's in Sydney, Australia in the winter. We've got anywhere from 2 to 14-night sailings traveling throughout Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania. And then our fourth and final ship is Brilliant Lady, launching December of next year out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So we've got 2 7-night Southern Caribbean sailings going to Aruba, Curacao, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Martinique, and more. So a lot of those ABC islands. But just get ready and excited for these 4 ships coming from Virgin. So with that, just wanted to share some amazing group dates and promotions that we've got going on. This first one is coming out February 11th through the 19th of next year. It is our 8-night Eastern Caribbean Antilles sailing. It is out of Miami on Valiant Lady. So you'll see some really amazing destinations here, going to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, San Juan, Puerto Rico, St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, and our beach club at Bimini before heading back to our home port in Miami. So we did pull up some sample pricing here. This is inclusive of taxes and fees and is for a double occupancy. So that pricing is not per person, it is per cabin based on 2 people. Really great pricing here. So you can see we've got our insider starting at over 3,000, Sea View as well. And then our Sea Terrace, that is at $41.68. That's starting there. With our solo pricing, we've got some promotions going on for solo travelers. That's going to be $27.03 for a solo traveler in a balcony. And if you want that more VIP experience, we have the Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites as well. Just a hot tip, I always recommend for these longer sailings, at least a Sea Terrace, just because it's a great experience out in the balcony and just getting those great views. Now with this, if you book by a certain date, which we'll talk about at the very end, we are able to offer an exclusive onboard credit, what we call Sailor Loot. So depending on what cabin category you choose, Virgin is able to give you $100 onboard credit per cabin for an inside or sea view, $300 for a Sea Terrace balcony cabin, and $500 for a Rockstar suite. Again, that is only if you book with Felicia by a certain deadline, so stay tuned at the end for all of that. But wait, there's more. There's always going to be more. So if we secure a minimum of 10 new cabins by December 7th, that gives you a lot of time. Virgin Voyages will throw in a free $300 bar tab per cabin, as well as an additional onboard credit of 50, 100, or 200, depending on what cabin category you choose. So again, some really great, amazing promotions and exclusive offers if you book with Felicia. Now moving on to our next group date, we've got our 5-night Scarlet Lady sailing, our Mayan Soul sailing on Scarlet Lady. So you'll see it's also departing out of Miami, going to Costa Maya, Mexico, and our beach club at Bimini before heading back to our home port. This is on May 7th through the 12th of 2023. And you'll also see some amazing sample pricing here, again, always inclusive of taxes and fees and for 2 people. So I'd recommend doing that Sea Terrace balcony at a minimum at $23.66. And again, great options for our Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites. Also, same exact offers as I just shared. So depending on what cabin category, we're able to throw in up to $500 of onboard credit, as well as that free $300 bar tab per cabin. And then also just throwing out 50, 100, or 200, again, depending on what cabin category you choose. And then our third group date that we want to promote is our 7-night Greek island glow sailing on Resilient Lady. This is going out July 30th through August 6th of next year. So really, really amazing destinations. This is highly anticipated by a lot of our Virgin Voyages sailors and fans. So it's going out of Athens to Santorini, Greece, Rhodes, Bodrum, Turkey, a day at sea, an overnight in Mykonos, and then back to our home port in Athens. So also really great pricing here, where Sea Terrace starts at $38.87, and then our Rockstar suites are a little bit higher, but you get obviously a lot more premium perks and amenities. And exact same thing, up to $500 onboard credit, $300 free bar tab per cabin, and an additional up to $200 of onboard credit per cabin if we secure that minimum of 10 new cabins. So just going to quickly go over some of our cabins and suites. So we do have, again, those 4 ships. They are all sister ships, look alike, feel exactly the same. And they are mid-size, accommodating up to 2770 sailors. We've also got 1,150 crew on board. So that's great ratio of every 2 sailors has 1 staff and crew member. And we've got over 1,400 cabins and suites. So we do focus a lot on the solo traveler. There are 48 cabins that have no single supplement. You'll see that's our solo insider and solo sea view up on top. And then of course, we also have our regular insider and sea view cabins on the bottom. And then moving on to the majority of our cabins, they are our Sea Terrace balcony cabins. Definitely a different look and feel than most cruise line cabins. When you do walk in, it is made up as that bed. However, if you want to change it up, create more space, our staff attendant, they simply slide one section of the bed to the other to create that seabed lounger that you see on the bottom left-hand side. If you want to keep it as a bed the whole time, you can. If you want to change it up, you can. But again, just a great way to enjoy the space more in your cabin. And then you'll also see that famous red hammock for those Virgin Voyages sailors. So amazing experience if you do book a balcony. That is super comfortable hammock, easy to get in and out of, a great way to have a nap, have a beverage, read a book, have a great day at sea. And then on the bottom right-hand side, you will see that tablet right there. So we are very high-tech, digital friendly. That tablet pretty much controls a lot of the things in your cabin. If you want to turn on the lights, TV, music, request ice, water, closing the shades, again, pretty much anything you want to control in your cabin is through that touch tablet. So moving on to our suites, we've got 78 suites comprised of 63 Rockstar suites and 15 Mega Rockstar suites. There are amazing amenities and perks for those who book these Rockstar suites and Mega Rockstars. So starting off with our Rockstar suites, you'll get daily access to Richard Rooftop. That is kind of that more private VIP exclusive lounge area. It's outdoors. There's hot tubs, day beds, loungers, and your own private bar. One of the favorite things a lot of our Rockstar sailors love is every single day. I believe it's every day from 5 to 7. We've got our Moet and Chandon bubbly hour. So you've got unlimited free flowing bubbles every single day at Richard Rooftop. You also have a curated in-room bar on us. So when you walk into your suite, you're going to have a large selection of beverages, wine, spirits, beer, non-alcoholic beverages, all of that right there. That first round is on us. Anything that needs to be replenished will be for an additional fee. And if you want to curate and swap anything out to your liking, you can definitely do that as well. And then of course, you've got the early booking and priority access. So you've got first dibs to making reservations for dining, shore excursions, entertainment activities. Our Rockstar agent will be able to accommodate any of these bookings that you want to make early on. And then moving on to our Mega Rockstar suites. So we've only got 15 of these. These are more for that very exclusive VIP feel. So in addition, they get these additional perks of premium Wi-Fi, bottomless in-room bar. So they get their in-room bar fully stocked and replenished whenever they want. A daily bar tab. So when you go to any of our bars or lounges, any beverage that's up to $25 or any bottle of wine that is up to $90 is always included on us. And then daily spa access to our thermal suite. at Redemption Spa. If you want to get your relaxation on, you can. Whirlpool, sauna, steam room is all available right there. Private transfers to and from the ship, and then a dedicated mega rockstar agent. So here's an image of Richard Rooftop. Again, that's that private lounge strictly for our 78 suites on board. So moving on to some of our onboard spaces, we've got the roundabout, which is our atrium area on board our ship, very much that centralized meeting location for all of your friends on board. We've got the aquatic club, one of our outdoor pool areas, well-being pool, another outdoor pool, and then Squid Ink. So if you want to make that permanent mark, remembering your time on board Virgin Voyages, you can do that at Squid Ink Tattoo Studio. And then, like I said, we have a lot of focus on health, fitness, and wellness. So we've got B Complex, which is our fitness studio. You're able to do anything from yoga, treadmills, weights, machines, and all of our group fitness classes are available there. And they're always included in the voyage fare. And moving on to some of our wellness, we've got the Tune-Up, which is our nail salon. Dry Dock is our women's hair salon. Stubble and Groom is our grooming lounge for men. And Redemption Spa is our full service spa on board. And then moving on to some more fun stuff, we've got the groupies. So this is our karaoke space. We've got 3 private rooms. It's soundproof. If you want to sing with all of your friends, you can do that. This is all included in the voyage fare. And then the Red Room is one of our entertainment venues. The cool thing about Red Room is that the stage and the seating configures into so many different ways, depending on what type of show you're watching. The Social Club is one of our eateries, diners, I would say. Really cool, fun experiences here. So we've got our what we call our happenings cast, our entertainers, our happenings cast. And one of them, they're called the Gamer. He or she is super passionate and experts about certain games, whether it's board games, card games. They create a lot of activities at the Social Club for anyone who's into that. And then we've got the arcade. So if you want to relive all of your childhood video games, you can do that. Mario Kart, Pac-Man, best thing about it, you can play all day and all night here without having to carry quarters, because of course it is included in the voyage fare. And then moving on to some of the nightlife. So I've got the Manor. So that top left-hand photo is one of our most Instagrammable spots on board our ship. So when you get on board, please make sure you take that photo because everyone absolutely loves it. But that is the entrance into our nightclub called the Manor. So we've got entertainment activities and dancing right there. It is 2 levels. It's really great entertainment and shows and performances here. We've also got a lot of nods to Virgin Music. So we've got Voyage Vinyl, our record shop on board, and then the casino. So it's a boutique size casino, but it plays all of the games full service. Best thing about the casino is that it is smoke free. So you can play any game that you want, whenever you want, without having to worry about smelling like cigarettes. And then moving on to some of our entertainment. So we are super excited because we're working with production companies creating all original content for Virgin Voyages. Very edgy, risque, creative, very unique, kind of quirky. But we've got Dual Reality, which is my personal favorite. That is our Cirque acrobatic style show, taking on a modern nod to Romeo and Juliet. Here we've got the Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. Really long name, but really fun, interactive dance show. If you like to dance, if you like to watch dancing, great place to be to just amp up that energy when you're on board. And then here we've got Never Sleep Alone. So I would say this is the most risque show on board our ship. We've got Dr. A. She plays the role of a relationship therapist. Nothing too crazy, nothing too offensive, but you can participate, interact with them. If you don't want to, I would recommend going up to the 2nd floor and just watching from above. And then moving on to my favorite thing, eateries. Remember, all of these things are included. So we've got the Wake, which is our 2-level restaurant focusing on steak and seafood. Amazing views of the back of the ship right there. That's why it's called the Wake. And we've got both brunch and dinner served here at the Wake. Next, we've got Gun Bay, the first Korean barbecue restaurant at sea. Very high energy, lively atmosphere. Our staff and crew here is hilarious. They give you a shot of soju, which is like the Korean version of sake. They play drinking games with you. They cook everything at your table for you, but really fun Korean barbecue experience here. Next, we've got Razzle Dazzle. So this is our more vegan, vegetarian forward restaurant. However, if you don't want to do vegan, vegetarian, healthy options, we've also got our naughty menu and our secret menu here. So we do also have brunch and dinner served at Razzle Dazzle, and it is known to have the best bacon on board our ship. So next we've got the test kitchen. So this is our learning laboratory restaurant. We've got cooking and mixology classes here, as well as tasting menus. Really fun, must-try experience at the test kitchen at least once when you're on board our ship. Here we've got Xtra Virgin, our modern, authentic Italian restaurant. So homemade fresh pasta, homemade everything. The affogato cart, meatballs, charcuterie, everything here is fantastic. Hands down, best gnocchi on board or on land or at sea is available at Xtra Virgin. So another must try here. And then of course we've got the galley. So this is again different than traditional cruise lines. Remember, we don't have any buffets. This is our food hall. You can think of this as more fast casual, on the go. Our staff is serving all of the food here, so no hands touching any food. Obviously super important these days. But anything from our sushi bar, noodle bar, burger bar, taco bar, sandwich shop, 24-hour American diner, anything that you think of fast casual, fresh, on the go is available here at the galley. So just as a recap, why Virgin Voyages? Of course, the Virgin brand is always about delivering those amazing customer experiences. We are adults only and more inclusive with all of the food tips and Wi-Fi included. So just throwing this out here, you know, if one of these or if all of these resonate with you, we truly think that you're going to have an amazing time on board our ship. So if you love to travel without kids, if you're a foodie, if you want to feel like a rock star, you don't like anything too formal or stuffy, you want to try something very new and very different. And if you have that mindset of being young at heart at any age, again, we think that you're going to have an epic time, an amazing time on board Virgin Voyages. So with that, I'm just going to quickly share some of our limited time offers. We currently have our Dreamy Getaway offer. This is for any sailings through the end of 2023, where if you book one voyage, the second sailor will get half off. And this is good through November 15th. We also focus a lot on the solo traveler here. So with this, we've got our no single supplement for any sailings through the end of April 2023. This is also good through November 15th. And then we've got our bar tab offer. So this is kind of our solution to the traditional cruise beverage package, where if you prepay $300 at least 48 hours before your voyage date, Virgin typically throws in a $50 bonus, but through November 15th, we're bumping that bonus up to $100. So that is a total of $400. With this, you can use this on anyone that you want, either on board or at our beach club at Bimini. And it's truly for any beverage that has a cost. So obviously alcohol, specialty coffee, pressed juices, and smoothies, I believe are the only beverages that have a cost on board our ship. So just keeping it very simple with using this bar tab. And speaking of bar tab, if you want to come on board sooner rather than later, we've got a very special promotion for our first ever Eat and Drink Month, which is happening very soon. So for any sailings in November 2022, Virgin Voyages is throwing in a free $300 bar tab per cabin for any November 2022 sailings. And then lastly, if you are able to pay in full for any sailings that are outside 180 days, Virgin Voyages is giving you an extra 10% discount if you're able to pay in full. Again, for any sailings outside of 180 days, it is combinable with all of our other offers. So I'm hoping this gives you all a better feel of what Virgin Voyages is all about. Again, please make sure that you book with Felicia, because these offers, again, are not available with anyone else. If you book any Virgin Voyages sailing, whether it's the group date or literally any other date, if you book that by November 20th, that means with a 20% deposit, Virgin Voyages, we will be able to give you up to $500 of onboard credit. You'll see again 100 for Insider Sea View, 300 for Sea Terrace Balcony, and 500 for Rockstar Suites. Again, that deadline is by November 20th. And then if you are able to secure a minimum of 10 cabins for a group date by December 7th, We're also throwing in an additional $300 bar tab per cabin, plus the extra onboard credit of $50, $100, or $200. So literally just throwing everything your way to book with Felicia by these deadlines. And as a reminder, these are the 3 group dates that we're promoting. So this first one, again, February 11th through 19th for the 8-night Eastern Caribbean on Valiant Lady. The 5-night Mayan Soul on Scarlet Lady, May 7th through the 12th. And then the 7-night Greek Island Glow on Resilient Lady, happening July 30th through August 6th of next year. So with that, I'm just going to take a pause and see what questions we have.
Thank you, Rosalind, and welcome, Glenda. I know you're listening. So Rosalind, Glenda is the person who's going to be interested in joining the Greek Isle for next year.
Amazing.
And so I don't know if you have any questions, but thank you. That was an excellent presentation. And and by the way, the reason why we picked those 3 dates, by the way, the February dates, we're actually hosting a Super Bowl and Valentine's Day shenanigan on the ship, if you want to call it.
Like fun.
So you don't have to yes, a lot of fun. And I think there's a lot of it's a new ship, and I'm excited to explore the US Virgin Island, and it's a beautiful destination. And then for the one in May, if anybody is looking to celebrate Mother's Day, and not to worry, it's actually the week before Mother's Day, so you won't be missing out and you don't have to feel guilty. As we all know, moms tend to feel guilty when we when we get away. So this is the week before, so you can actually relax and then be present with your family on Mother's Day. And then the last one is, and this is the group that's going into Greek next year. Part of the group I'm actually very familiar with, so I'm excited actually to help them kind of promote this as well, to get as much benefit as possible. Again, I think Greek island is such a beautiful destination, and sometimes when you have very limited time, the best way to explore the Greek Isle is by the ship. So, and what better way to have an overnight in Mykonos, because they're actually known for their nightlife. So
awesome.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a question for you though, Rosalind.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit more about Shake the Champagne?
Yes, absolutely. So actually, speaking of, I'm happy to share a visual of this just because I have this on my presentation. So I wanted to just share, of course, Virgin Voyages always likes to do really fun, cheeky experiences for our sailors. So one of the favorite things our sailors love, it's called Shake for Champagne. And the way that this works is that if you are on board our ship or at our beach club at Bimini and you open up the Virgin Voyages Sailor app, if you shake it, a button will appear that says push me, that you see on the left-hand side. If you push that button, we will deliver a bottle of Moet and Chandon Imperial to your exact location. Of course, it's for a fee, but really fun experience. And just to show you visual, because one of my best friends from work, he and his partner did this. They were laying out at the pool on a personal sailing, opened up the app, shook it, pushed me, and then voila, within minutes, our fabulous crew member brings a bucket of ice and a bottle of Moet and Chandon and some glasses. So it's a really fun experience. It's a whole scene. Would highly encourage you to do it at least once when you're on board, because it's a really fun time. But yeah, that just shows you some visuals. Yeah, it is dangerous, especially if you've had more than enough drinks already. So
yes,
yeah.
Which really I think it kind of leads me to a segue too, because I know you guys have a different fun terminology that I love, by the way, and it's kind of like speaks volume with the vibe that you guys are projecting, right? So like sailor loot, so all these extra so-called sailor loots that you're giving away by booking through us, which I appreciate, by the way. Can you explain, like, what can we use that for?
Absolutely. So onboard credit, or like you just said, what we call sailor loot, that is literally for any onboard purchase. So again, it is anything that's purchasable on board, whether it's retail, spa, tattoo, drinks, shore excursions, although those shore excursions do have to be booked when you're on board, but literally any transaction that takes place on board the ship after you get on board, is usable with Sailor Loot.
That's
And then,
awesome. I can't
yes,
wait.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And while I'm speaking of this, the $300 bar tab, again, that is not used for any purchase on board our ship. That's strictly used for any beverages that have a cost. And as a reminder, that could be alcohol, specialty coffees, pressed juices, and smoothies. But
Yeah.
again, best thing I can share is, if you have any friends, family, anyone who you think would be a good fit for Virgin, please make sure that you refer them to Felicia, because she is able to offer these exclusive offers again by November 20th. For these, for literally any Virgin Voyages sailing up to 500. And then if we're able to secure a minimum of 10 cabins for a group date, we're throwing in these extra goodies. But sorry, go ahead, Felicia.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I think any extra things, when we travel, we want to make sure that we extend as much as benefit as possible, right? Not just the whole experience. But the thing that I really like that I want to point out is the fact that you can actually share the drink package, so-called the drink package, with another person, because oftentimes the other person may not want to drink, or they may not have the same type of, value.
Yeah.
And so, this is kind of an easy way to
Yep.
kind of share the cost, and you can split it across friends and families. And then that's a great way to share those costs and make it, affordable.
Yep.
All right. I think you touched a lot of the questions that I have. The one last question that I have is like the Scarlet Night, and then I think I'm gonna leave for everyone else who may have questions after this.
Yes. So Scarlet Night. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Felicia. Were you going to say something else?
Oh, no. I was going to say, like, do we have to dress red? Is that a must? Are we going to be shamed?
No shame. It's a judgment-free zone. So as you know, Virgin likes to do things different. We really wanted to take away all of the things that most non-cruisers don't like about cruising and change things up. So for example, on a lot of cruise lines, they have what's called a formal night. At Virgin, we don't like to do anything too formal, too stuffy. So this is our solution to it. It's called Scarlet Night. So every sailing has one Scarlet Night. We have the biggest party on board the ship. There's a lot of entertainment activities happening all throughout, indoors and outdoors. And we have parties happening all throughout. Our one request is to just wear a pop of red to represent Virgin, as well as just have an amazing time on board our ship. So really fun experience.
Awesome. I know somebody is ready to do that.
Yes, exactly.
Not saying any names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not sure who that might be.
So make
Is
sure
that
that
the same thing as the pajamas? Is there a pajama night?
There's a pajama night on the very first night that you get on board. I'm typically asleep by that time. I believe it starts at 11 o'clock. Obviously, it varies depending on schedule and itinerary, but it is at the Athletic Club, which is one of our outdoor lounge areas. It's where that big, massive net is. And we've got drinks, food, entertainment, performers there, where you just are comfy and no judgment wearing pajamas outside of your cabin at the pajama party. Anything else?
You have to make an
Glenda,
appointment for
Twilight,
the
do you have
tattoo.
anything? Jovetta?
Yeah. Do you have to make an appointment for the tattoo place?
You do. You do have to make one. I would recommend when you get on board to go ahead and go straight to the tattoo studio and make your reservation.
Okay.
Another hot tip, actually, talking about reservations, because you can make dining reservations starting at 45 days before the voyage date, but entertainment and shows you're not able to book until you're on board. However, if you're at the terminal, whether it's Terminal V in Miami or whatever terminal your itinerary departs from, as long as you log on to the ship's Wi-Fi at that terminal, you can start booking things even before you get on board the ship. So a lot of our sailors, they know that hot tip to just log on to the ship's Wi-Fi at the terminal before they get on board and start booking all the entertainment and shows. Anything else?
That's awesome. What's your favorite restaurant on the ship?
Oh my God, that's so hard to choose. So I have a couple of favorites. I love Extra Virgin, which is our Italian restaurant, which is crazy because I'm not normally an Italian food person. Because if it tastes like something I can make, I'm not impressed. But you can tell the difference. Everything is fresh, homemade, and the pastas are just that gnocchi is hands down my favorite thing. I like to just call it like soft buttery pillows that melt in your mouth, which sounds so crazy, but it truly melts in your mouth. It's absolutely delicious. And then another favorite is Pink Agave. That's our Mexican restaurant, just really authentic. I would say more Mexico City street food cuisine. Some of my favorites there are the duck mole, the Mexican corn, pomegranate guacamole, chocolate tacos, bread pudding. I'm obviously mezcal and tequila as well, but I don't know. I feel like there's like, this is the one thing hands down, and I'm not just saying this because I work at Virgin, but hands down the best food on board any cruise line. You have to try it out. And Gervetta and Felicia, I can't wait till you get back to tell me all about your dining experiences there because it's so good. It is so good.
Well, Felicia let me pick for my birthday, and I think I picked the Wake. But
The
now
Wake.
I forgot about this Extra Virgin. Looked pretty good. I should have done
Yes, yes, sorry. The Wake is definitely awesome. That is our steak and seafood restaurant. That is, I would say, the more like, I don't want to say fancy because obviously we don't have dress codes, but it has that more refined feel. You can, just so you know, you can wear whatever you want as long as it's not a swimsuit at the Wake. But it is really great brunch options. So like steak and eggs, French toast, all of that. And then for dinner, I would recommend any of the steaks there are amazing, but also the clam chowder, the panna cotta is just awesome. There's also a lot of great fish items, but in seafood items. But yeah, I like the Wake. I like more, I like to spice things up a little bit with you. But yeah, you'll have an amazing time. What else? Any other questions?
No, I just want to point out, I love the fact that you guys include all dining into the package, so we don't have to spend extra money when we're on board, you know,
Yes. Yeah,
especially for steakhouse and specialty restaurants. Those are all
Exactly.
included, which is
Exactly.
amazing.
Exactly. These are specialty restaurants without the charge. And like, again, amazing. I will just speak on one thing. I was I was recently on another cruise line for a work conference. And I can't believe that I had to pay so much money to just have really mediocre food. And I'll just say that. Like, I feel like I'm so spoiled eating on Virgin Voyages because I can't go anywhere else and be disappointed, you know? So I don't want to overhype it, but seriously, Felicia and Gervetta, please tell me how your entire experience, but especially the food.
We
on
will
board.
attest to it.
Exactly.
We'll see if
exactly.
Rosalind is telling us the truth.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Anything else before we close out? Okay, well, again, as a reminder, and Felicia, I want to make sure you close out, but as a reminder, please, please, please share with friends, family, anyone who you think would be a good fit for Virgin to book with Felicia by November 20th for these exclusive offers of up to $500. And for the group dates, where we have a minimum of 10 cabins by December 7th to get the additional $300 free bar tab per cabin, plus the additional onboard credit of up to $200 per cabin. But thank you guys so much for your time and hoping you guys are excited about Virgin. And Felicia, is there anything else?
No, I appreciate your time today, Rosalind, and everyone who joined this webinar. It will be recorded, so I'm gonna post it on the CAMSATC website, and in addition to the Triple Like You Mean It website as well. But you know, the whole idea of inviting Rosalind and working with her specifically on these specific groups is to make sure we can extend more benefits to you and your group, so it doesn't necessarily just be the ongoing promotions, because you know, we want to make sure that you get the best benefit when you travel and as stress less as possible and eat as much as you can.
Yeah,
Good food, that is.
exactly.
So with
Well-
that, I'm going to close it out. And then again, if you have any question, don't hesitate to email me, or you can also email info@chemsatc.com and we'll be happy to get you on the ship. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
you.
Take care.